Hello. In this short session, I'm going to be iterating on the back alley. At this stage, I was getting very satisfied with how the design was working out in this area. So I'm just pretty much just massaging things so they look a little better, but the layout is stable. From here, I'm not going to change this layout anymore. I'm going to do small changes later. For example, this particular building in the corner in the final version is going to look a little different, but the layout itself is not going to change. So this is one of those examples of good iteration. I think I had to iterate a few times on this back alley to find a version that I liked. And the iterations, they were pretty different from each other, like I was not making stuff that was too similar. I was trying very different ideas. And this is the one that really stuck with me. And sometimes we just have to try a few times to get stuff right. But when we get it right, we just know, we can feel that that's the right one. So yeah, here I'm just playing with some height variation. Always a nice thing to have. I kind of imagine that this house is like some old lady lives here and she has a lot of plants outside. So I want to have this little stairway so I can place plant pots all around it. And it just helps make things feel a bit more organic when you have these height variations, so not every door is on the same level. Even if it doesn't make a ton of sense, you can play around with this. It's your world, right? So allow yourself to be creative and break some rules if you have to. I mean, not really a rule, but if you want to make up stuff and it feels right, just go for it. So here you can see what I was saying before about adjusting the map to fit the railing. So I didn't scale the railing because that particular piece you should not scale because it will look off, it will throw off the scale. Some things they're okay to scale, up and down, like a plant pot, for example. You can scale up and down, it's not gonna look too crazy. But railings, doors, especially doors that have a doorknob, you really don't want to scale those because then it throws off the scale for everything around it. So instead of scaling the railing, I adjusted the geometry so it fits. And again, I know I mentioned this before, but all this crazy color you're seeing is because I baked the lighting and then I moved things around. If you're working on Unreal 5 with Lumen, you're not going to have this problem. This is only if you're baking the lighting. And a quick way to fix this is to delete the lighting data. So when you're working when you're doing changes like this, you can just delete the lighting data. So it becomes a real-time preview. But in this case, it wasn't really bothering me so much, so I just kept working with it. But yeah, playing with some heights, like the distance between the buildings too. Just trying to get a nice composition. Now I'm going to try to create a little courtyard with the railing. This was something that I tried and and I ended up not going with this idea because I felt like it was making the place feel a little less cozy. When I was looking at the references, there was a lot of fences and gates. I would call like barriers on the windows, like a grate. They have a lot of grates on the windows in real life in this place, and like to avoid people breaking into their homes, I guess. And that's a very cool detail that I found on the pictures, but when I tried it on the map, it was ruining the cozy feeling. So like it just didn't make the place as inviting anymore. So that's one of the details that I changed. And here it's giving me this feeling again, because like when you see this railing with the stairway, the purpose is to help you to go up the stairs, right? So it's something to help the old lady go up the stairs. But in the other house I was working, that I added the railing, like it feels like a fence. It's like, hey, don't come here. It's, even though it's the same piece, it's serving different purposes, and it was just ruining the fantasy for me to have that kind of feeling of, hey, don't come here.